They say a woman can't do what a man does and still be called a lady. Psh,
It's 2019, people.
get with it or get out of it. Boys will be boys when they do something bad. Girls will be girls when you're acting emotional. So it's like girls are supposed to be emotional and men are supposed to be bad. Come on now. We're going to talk about the double standards, especially in relationships, and there are a lot of them. But I'm not going to do this alone. So here to discuss this with me is Team Awesome's very own Jermaine. Welcome
Hey,
back.
Tim, what's up?
Welcome back to Don't Ask
Good,
Dark,
it's
Jermaine.
good to be back. I thought you abandoned me.
No,
Yeah.
never abandon your day ones.
It's like double standards, you know. When you need me, you call me, but I'm just, I don't even know.
Sure, man. We'll talk about this later.
No problem.
So, Jermaine, I want to talk about the double standards, especially in relationships, because
Okay.
you know there are a lot of double standards between men and women. A woman is supposed to do this, a woman is not supposed to do that, a man is supposed to do this, right? Now, the first thing I want to touch on though is dating multiple persons. Now, I know a lot of people have different opinions of what the word dating means, but for me personally, I don't really think dating means you're having sex with the person. I personally just think you're going out, you're getting to know each other, that whole process, right?
Yeah.
What do you think dating means, by the way?
Dating to me is that. It's the concept of, all right, I see you, I like you, and I want to get to know you more. So we're doing more personal things. Like we're going out, you know. See, I want Footprints Cafe, like, hey, would you like to go get some drinks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what dating is. So it's
But
like
it's not phony.
No, not necessarily.
All right, so we're on the same page
Yes.
with that, right? So if a woman is dating multiple persons, it's kind of looked at like this woman is a whore, she's a slut, and all the slut shaming genre
Definitely.
of names, right? And I personally think we should have the right to date as many people as we choose to, as many people as we can tolerate to date, right? Without being labeled. But if a man is doing it, oh, I'm a gallus. He's, you know, people will say he's a player
Yeah.
or whatever, and that kind of have somewhat of a negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, women are really looked down on for doing that. What are your thoughts?
So the thing is 2019. As far as I'm concerned, we need to stop being small-minded because it's based on the definition of dating that we're working with in this
Right.
scenario. I don't think it's a problem for a woman to see somebody she likes Monday and say, all right, I would like to get to know you better. Then see somebody she has a connection with Tuesday and say, I also want to get to know you better. Because it's not necessarily that she's boning anybody. It's just, all right, these are all people. In fact, these are all people in the friend zone. I'm feeling out which one, because ideally in the perfect world, that's what we want to go to. Your one partner.
True.
So they're trying to figure out, who do I want to have as my person? So you have to date multiple people to find that person, because what you're going to end up with is that you meet somebody Monday and say, all right, I'm going to try date this person and see what's going on there, and then tell everybody else, no, I'm getting to know somebody else.
Yeah.
Then the person turns out to be a stalker. Right?
Here's the thing though, I think that if she wants to date and use that other definition of the word dating, which some may think when you're dating, you're having sex with these persons. I mean, it's your business. I'm not judging
Yeah,
you
like,
for it. But people are
agree so.
still gonna look at this woman as saying, you know, she's a slut, she's a whore. What do you think about that?
All right, so here's the thing. And I have that same thought process. To me, a woman's body is pristine, it's pure, it's something that should be cherished. For men, it's kind of the same double standard. Men are looked at as, I'm not doing one. It's not a matter of, hey guys, you are, you know, your thing is valuable. You should cherish it. No, we're not taught that. Society doesn't nurture that in us. So society says, all right, we can go do what we want. It's neither here nor there. It just so happens that we have taken that to mean that, yeah, he's a gallus. But real and truly is, now people just not care about it. For women now, and I have that thought process, I look at a woman as, yo, you're amazing. So when I now think about you giving away what's amazing, and I'm going to be honest, that's what I think about it. You are giving away what's amazing to, in just this random scenario I'm going to use now, to any and everybody,
Yeah.
or everybody who you meet, or everybody who you talk to me that devalues it. And it's kind of the same thing in society. All right, you buy a new iPhone, you feel good about it, but then when you realize that the rest of Jamaica have the same iPhone, this iPhone doesn't really have much value to you anymore, because it's no longer unique, it's no longer pristine, everybody have one.
And you know, that's a real different way to look at it, because honestly, when you really think about it, men are nurtured in such a way to love themselves in that way, where they say, okay, this is my penis, and my penis is
special.
very valuable, right?
Yes.
This is my one penis, I only have one. So guess what? I'm only going to give it to the girls that are all that I deem worthy of having my penis.
I call it a pre-approval process. Yeah.
So the dating is the pre-approval process to getting your penis?
No. So for me, it's when I meet somebody, like let's say I step into a place and I see you, for argument's sake. I'd be like, all right, she looks good. I'm over here talking. I'm like, all right, cool. She's pre-approved to get my penis, you know? But no, it's still, I want to get to know you to see if my pre-approval process, no, I have to actually approve you. And that's it.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the foot in the door that, all right, I'm now open to getting to know this person some more.
All right, so I think where the double standard comes in with men and women giving their bodies, so to speak, in relationship, is that they see women on a pedestal, so to speak.
All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
So knowing that, this may make the conversation a little bit lighter since we start out on that foot, right? And I feel like for women, guys think that when you're good in bed, it must be because you have only for practice on different men, and not because you're reading their body language, or you may even have read some books, watch some videos. You know, why can't it be that? But if it is that a guy is great in bed, he's getting all the stripes, you know, he was promoted to lieutenant, sergeant, whatever the ranking is.
It's not daddy, please.
But he is given like the awards, right? So why is it that it has to be different for a woman?
I think, to me, it ties back into what I mentioned earlier, where the different respect on different genders and their personal body parts. So because men aren't valued in terms of your number being high is a negative, it's that foundation. So the fact that you're good in bed means that you've linked a lot of females, therefore, good job. That's just a standard stereotype in our society. It's not going to change. But for a woman, now, for you to get up and be amazing, and it's also from a place that we don't trust other people, especially where genders are concerned, where intimacy is concerned. Men don't, in my opinion, men don't trust women a lot. So when you're going to come to me with all this experience, now it's like, where did you get it?
But you can't just have a PhD in ecology without having the practical.
That's good.
Without, you can have the theory without the actual practice. And then when you go into that situation where you're comfortable and there's trust and there's love and you feel a certain sense of openness with this person, you just, there are no boundaries. And you feel like you can do you, and especially if it's the first or second time in a friend, you have a point for proof, because you have to show them why they need to come back here, right? Or why you need to stay, and why I need to be your one and only, right? So you put out all the stops. So for me, it's like when you're going to talk about the trust and whatever people are saying about women in society and putting women on this pedestal, I just feel like we need to put them on a pedestal in thinking that we have the ability to produce excellent results without having been around the block a few times.
But how many women, if you do like an unofficial survey, how many women actually have not been around the block and still can lay down like that? I think you will find more instances where there are women who've been around the block because they've experienced so many different experiences.
Yeah.
So now when they meet the person who they want to impress, they're going to be like, all right, just like, but that's what a PhD is. All the experience I've garnered over my life, I'm going to put into this thing and get myself a certification in ecology, you said, right?
Yeah.
Also, good job. Yeah. So, just looking at it, I want to say logically, from that perspective, you can't blame somebody for thinking like that. I'm not saying it's right, but just when you sit down and just look at how humans work and how society works, that's a fair assumption to make.
It is kind of I wouldn't say fair. Fair is a bit of a stretch.
No, yeah.
It is an assumption to me. And I can see why one would make that assumption. But picture this. Not everyone you sleep with is the same, right? Joe might like it when you lean on your side so, and you cock up your right foot.
Jermaine
right?
likes it as well, but go on.
And Jermaine likes that, right? But then your new guy may like it when your chest is down and your ass is up.
Okay.
And he may like when you're whining, you lean a little bit to the left, right? And Jermaine, who your previous guy, didn't like that.
Whoa. Oh, Jermaine. Oh, sorry. No, we don't.
You caught me off guard. So,
Go on.
yeah, so it's like to each his own and everyone is different. So me being with Tom or Dick or Harry, they all like different things. So my way of doing things, my method with Tom may not work for Dick. Dick might like it. But then when I go to Harry don't like none of that shit. Brand new stuff to the forefront, right? So I think we shouldn't just generalize and say, okay, this woman is great in bed and this is because she has had a lot of sexual experiences. So that's my take on that.
No problem, and I agree. Everything should be objective. It should just be, all right, I'm dating this person now and I like what they're coming with.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not gonna spend the time thinking about where they get it from.
Right.
Just appreciate what it is.
Yeah, leave your trust issues
I'm
in the
all for it.
past
I'm all for
relationship. Fresh start writers,
Yeah, man.
right? Now, Jermaine, the other thing I want to touch on is who pays on dates?
Here we go, right? So, right? This is really important to me. My thought process is that
Let me grab a drink.
you earn a paycheck, I earn a paycheck. There is absolutely no reason why I need to pay the bill all the time. No, society has nurtured in me where when the bill comes, there's something inside me that wants to pay for it. That's just how it is.
Right.
Regardless if I have $2,000 left in my bank account, I'm like, all right. There's also, I look at it really granular. Did I invite you out? Yes, I did.
So
therefore,
you should pay.
I should pay.
Uh-huh.
Did we both agree that, all right, we're going to hang out? All right, cool. We're then going to split the bill. Did you invite me out? All right, cool. You're going to pay the bill. Now, don't get me wrong. When the bill comes, I will go for my wallet. And I am genuinely, almost all the time, looking to see if you're going to make the move to draw for your wallet. If you make the move to draw for your wallet, you just responded correctly. I will pay the bill. Or we agreed to split it because
So you're strategizing.
100%. It's all a game of chess. Mainly chess, 'cause it's so much
let's
easier.
not play any games
100%.
here. No, okay.
Yeah.
So my thing is, okay, if a guy invites me out, he should pay, right?
True.
Fine. But I am not opposed to assisting, right? But also, just like you play games, Bill, if I say to you, do you need assistance with the bill? And you say yes, I am taking notes of that. Yes. But
I never thought of that. I never thought of that.
But I'm gonna also take the initiative to say, okay, let me take you out for lunch, dinner, whatever, right? And I'll pay. I'll take you to the movies and I'll pay. I'll pay for your snacks and whatever. Depending on where we are in the relationship, there are times when we can even split the bill. You pay for movie, I pay for snacks. You pay for this, I pay for that, right? But at the same time, there are guys, if I go out with you on the first date and you're asking me to help with the bill, you invited me out and you're asking me to help with the bill, or you're gonna say you don't have enough or anything like that, or ask me to pay for it in full. Oh my God, no, I'm gonna pay for it, you know. I'm gonna pay for it.
He's gonna pay for it too.
But he's gonna pay for it too in a different way. Because I just don't think it's gentlemanly.
No,
Is that a
it's
word?
definitely not. That is incorrect, especially the first date, because you mentioned specifically the first date.
Right, you don't
First
know me
date,
like
in my
that.
opinion, is the guy needs to pay all the time. But moving forward, based on how many times we go out, there's not a set number. It's not that strategized. But really and truly, how I look at it is that I've made active efforts to not have any children. Okay? There is no way I'm going to start minding another human being at this stage in my life. So when you are going to expect me to start minding you, because that's what I'm going to look at it as, every single time we go out to lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever, you are going to just sit down and expect me to pay the bill. Where am I going to get it
So
from?
she go wash the plate then when the food done.
But we're going to go out. It's not like you're going to be at my house and we're going to cook. We're going out.
Yeah.
So, that's
But
it.
yeah.
Where I must get it from?
No, okay, so do you have an understanding though? Because I feel like if it is that a lot of women may expect a man to pay, right? And I want to know if you're gonna set the premise, and as you say, when you start out on your first few dates, you asking her out, you pay.
Yeah.
So probably she's expecting that, okay, this is how it's gonna be all the time, right?
How can you expect that?
No, because you set the premise and you invited her out a couple of times and you've paid all those times and you are okay doing that. But now it's reached a point where, okay, you've passed 4, 5, 6 dates and you're comfortable with each other now. So she's expecting you to probably continue paying. 2 points. 1, she should probably be considerate, not probably, she should be considerate and say, okay, I'll pay the bill this time or whatever. But if she doesn't, if maybe she's not a considerate person, or maybe she's just very traditional and thinking a man should pay all the time, then do you have the conversation to say, baby girl, you know, sometimes, how do you have that conversation though?
Before I even reach the conversation, if I've taken you out 3, 4, 5 times and I've paid every time, actually, I'm not even talking about paid every time. When do you invite me out? When do you say, Jermaine, let's go out to lunch? When do you initiate that?
So that's a red flag for you
That's
if she doesn't invite you out?
Definite red flag.
Okay.
Because that means that you're literally sitting down waiting on me to take you out. In fact, in that case, how just based off my life's experience and how I interpret things, I don't even know if you like me then. If you don't pick up yourself and have the initiative to say, I want to spend time with you.
But what if she's kind of shy? Because you do have women who are like that, who they may want to invite you out, but at the same time they're kind of shy, they're kind of a little bit reserved, you may say. So at what point do you take the initiative to say, hey, do you like me or not? Because I notice all the time when we want to go out, I'm the one who has to ask you out.
Sorry, I know every time you ask me a question, I ask you back another question, but then I have to say, if she's shy, how can then she be accepting me paying for her bill 5, 6,
That's
7,
not
10?
to do with shyness.
That's being shy.
No,
because
she don't have to ask you for the money.
No, but
you're giving it willingly, and there's no conversation or counteraction in the exchange of the money. It's between you and the waitress. It's not between you and her. All she has to say is thank you, really and truly.
I have a bit of shyness in me somewhere deep down, and it
Very
comes out
deep down.
every single time a girl says she's going to pay for it. I sit down at the table and I feel uncomfortable.
I know the feeling.
Oh my God, I can't allow this to happen. So I'm taking that shyness and saying, if you are that shy that you can't invite me, the person who's been inviting you, who've been having good conversations, we talk all the time, and we hang out all the time and I pay all the bills. If you're shy, how can you then sit down comfortably for 6 consecutive times and allow me to spend between $2,000 and $6,000 6 different times in 1 month? Where am I going to afford it? And how can you then be comfortable within yourself? I start looking at that as, how did you grow up? This means that in the future, moving forward, I'm not going to need to mind you.
No, I don't think so. But I think that's
Half of my belly right now?
I don't think so. I just think that if you are shy, you're just shy, and you're not gonna probably come out and say, oh, Jeremy, you want to go to the movies or whatever.
So her shyness
Maybe.
is just limited to inviting me out, not in terms of paying for anything.
No. But it's just that she's probably not one of those people to make the first move to say, let's do this, let's do that. There are a lot of people like that, you know, even people who have been in a relationship for months, even years. They're still kind of reserved with saying, let's go out if the guy or the other person doesn't take the initiative. Men are also like that, who never take initiative
This is a
to
no, by
take
the way.
their woman out.
This is a dramatic moment that I'm doing right now. This is a no.
Okay,
No.
so we're gonna agree to have a slight disagreement here because we don't want this to be an hour show,
No,
right?
that's fine.
All right. So the other point is, why is it that women are expected to be married and have children by a certain age, but they don't have the same expectations for men?
I honestly have no idea, because when I was growing up, how I grew up, I wanted to be married by the time I was 25 and on my way to having like 1 or 2 kids. That was when you're young, you didn't realize what 25 was. Now you know I'm question mark. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I'm still not ready for this.
Right.
So that again is just cultural. They also talk about the time
Your clock.
The clock.
Your clock,
There we go,
yeah,
time
your
bomb.
biological
Sorry.
clock.
Yeah, it may run out. I say you live your life. When you're ready, you're ready.
Okay, so the myth is that men don't have a biological clock, but they actually do. It's just not as short a time frame as the one women, right? However, I feel like when a man is late 30s, going up there, and someone says he doesn't have kids or he's not married, he's looked at as if he's an eligible bachelor. Oh, look at this man, he's not married, he doesn't have children. Oh my God, I must get this man now. It's either that or he's gay, right?
Okay.
And for a woman, what wrong with her? Why she at 38 and not have no husband or picnic? Something must wrong with her. And then start call her the Bible names and all of them things there,
People
right?
are mean.
And I'm just like, yo, you know, marriage and children don't have to be a goal, you know. Like I was discussing this with someone the other day, and I was just saying, why is it a goal, right? Why isn't your goal to be successful or do this or do that or change the world, blah blah, right? You don't have to get married if you don't want to. A woman can decide that she doesn't want to get married and she doesn't want children, and that is her damn business. It have nothing to do with nobody else the road. Same way, if she wants to get married and if she wants to have children at whatever age, it's her business. So I don't see where the judgment coming from, though.
You know, it's still a difficult thing for me to mentally process and accept that like because I have that thought process. Like if you're 30 odd, you're up there in age and you don't have kids or you're not married.
So you think something wrong with it?
No, the question is just why? It's not what's wrong with you. I'm interested. Why is it that at this stage this is where your life is at? Maybe because I have a friend. She is 40 something, but she didn't want kids. She made up her mind that her life is going to be, she's a businesswoman. So I know she's a regional manager for big company, you know, everywhere. And to this day, she's like, no, I'm good. Just, no, you guys have your kids, bring them here, I'll take care of them. I don't want kids. So, but you have the conversation. And she gave a response that is like, okay, noted, this makes sense.
Yeah.
But sometimes you really do have to question why.
No, you don't really have to. It's because you're inquisitive. You don't really have to. It's
curiosity
like you're
is our foundation.
curious, but you really don't need to know. If you see a woman and she don't have any children and she don't have a husband, that's her damn business. I know your business.
Especially if it's somebody that has been pre-approved for the ecology. You know, I need to know what I'm getting into.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that's why you really want to know.
I need to know. I need to know what's going on. You know?
So we're gonna move on to the next topic. Why is it that a woman's house can be messy and your ear says she nasty, but if it is a man whose house is messy, sure, I'm a man, that's a man stay. Why?
The stereotype, what we're used to, what we're taught is that women are actually more cleanly than men in terms of that kind of thing. And you're grown up from your mom and your grandmother, clean your room, wash dishes, whatever, while the men go outside, rake the yard, all those things.
Okay, her house is messy because she is busy. She has a job that's very demanding. She probably has children. She's just goddamn tired. She goes to the gym. She does this. She volunteers. She's tired and she doesn't have the time. She doesn't have a helper. She doesn't have the time to really fold up the laundry and, you know, grab up the mop and mop out and all of that stuff. But if a guy does that, it's like, it's just dismissed. Oh, the place messy, lad. But then it's okay.
Because they don't care about us. The world doesn't care about us. So they will walk into our house and see it messy. It's just a guy. It's the same thing. Boys will be boys. Girls will be girls. Boys will be boys. And will come off throwing pants anywhere they want. But girls are not supposed to do that.
So girls are
Neat,
Not-
prim, proper, pristine. They're on a pedestal. They matter more to the world than we do. So we're always going to nitpick at these things that they're doing that don't fall into that perfect view of women that we all have.
Well, all right. Well,
Good,
all
right? Yeah,
right.
that's-
I'll take that. I'll take that.
But it's true. No, the way how I look at women, I do have a problem with stuff like that. So, for example, my person now, like when she's packing and stuff, and I'm coming up, she said, "Hey, just so you know, my room is a mess because I'm out there." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yo, fam, it's okay." It's
I'm
not
like
a
that
problem."
too, because I'm kind of a bit of an obsessive compulsive, and I like my place in order. I like my labels to turn to the front in the cupboard and in the fridge, and everything
weird.
should be.
Go on.
Don't judge me, okay? You put me on the pedestal, deal with it. All right. So I like a certain thing, but I do not accept it in men. I don't think there is a boys will be boys thing.
No.
I think, especially if you're inviting me to your house,
Definitely.
you should respect me enough to go clean up your damn place.
Yo, so I actually just mentioned to my friends yesterday that, so when I was younger and girls would come over, the quickest way to get a boy to clean up his entire house is for a girl to say I'm coming. Now this is room. I live in a fairly sized place. I have never cleaned my house quicker than a girl says she's coming over.
That's
So we
facts.
need
That's
incentive.
facts.
We need incentive.
No,
We
you should.
have-
Your
no.
incentive should just be
No.
cleanliness and lack
When-
of ringworm and asbestos.
Well,
and
I am.
don't know what asbestos have to do
No,
with
me
it,
neither.
but whatever.
But for me, like with my room, because again, you're busy. You're going to the gym. You come home. You're working all the time. You're doing X, Y, Z. My room will only get cleaned when it reaches a stage where it's like, nah, I can't do this anymore. And like 11, 12 o'clock in the night.
But why?
Because that's when it starts bothering me. That's when I make the time to do it. Because before I don't have the time. So I
But-
can't find the time.
But okay, but a woman can't find the time.
No.
She just must find the
Yeah, man,
time
yeah, man.
because she's a woman.
If a queen, you're on the pedestal.
You know what?
I mean, I don't make the rules.
Jermaine?
I don't make the rules. I'm just here to talk about it.
All right.
I'm just here to let you know.
Okay. All right. Well, the final thing I wanted to talk about is when a woman is assertive and speaks her mind, says what she means what she says, she's considered aggressive, even in the bedroom. So if she says, baby, tonight I just want back shot.
Okay.
And this is how I want it, blah, blah, blah. What time you coming home? I want sex at 7 o'clock, right? Why is it that some may look at her as being vulgar or aggressive, but if a man say, come here, baby, and pat the bottom 2 times and do that something here where I can't stand, right? It's like,
I don't know. They're children, and you shouldn't be sleeping with children.
okay,
I love
fair, accepted.
love when a woman can say, "All right, Jermaine, so at 8 o'clock I'm gonna be ready. I would love if you could be here for 8.
Drop them drawers.
Here's what I'm gonna want.
Wear the white brief with the silk.
Yeah, you see me?
Yeah.
Tell me exactly because that's why I work. I work
Yeah.
very systematically. Tell me A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'll get it all done in that sequence. That's perfect for me, as opposed to, as in, you can leave me up to my own devices, fine, but I love a woman who knows what she wants and then can relay that to me. I love
get
it.
But what about outside of the bedroom and say into the workplace, for example, where a woman is just owning her shit,
I love that.
right?
That is attractive to me.
But that's you, which is like a small percentage. Well, when she does that in the workplace, she's considered a bitch, right?
So in my experience, because I've experienced it, it's because it was explained to me. I did an interview recently. And the female, she was the head of engineering at a company. She was explaining that women in the workplace, and when they're rising or when they're at a certain level, they have to maintain a certain persona to maintain that respect. I honestly don't agree with that, because what happens that just the innate personality of a woman having to consistently maintain that type of thought process in the workplace, she will develop into a bitch, because you can't manage it properly. So you have the power and you're always trying to keep it, because even the male boy who comes in is you're going to think of it as he's not going to respect you unless you stay a
So it's
certain way.
almost like you have to be more aggressive than the aggressor.
Yes.
Right.
To maintain that stance that you have. So that is why they're interpreted that way. So women who have that kind of power and are that kind of stage just need to understand that, sure, get what you're doing, but there are different ways to do it.
Exactly, because I don't agree with the bitch mentality in the workplace. I feel like your work and your presence should speak for itself. I don't feel like in the workplace, if you're the boss, like the boss lady, you need to be a bitch to show the boys that you're a boss. You don't. Because honestly, I feel like you're already in that position and that already says a lot, and you're handling your staff in the manner that they should be handled. You're already the HBIC. So it's like, we don't need to prove nothing yourself. Like, you understand my position and I'll understand yours and we'll keep it moving.
That's it. Full stop.
Right? Understand that, respect that. So come on, ladies, there's a right and a wrong way to go about this situation, and I understand that the usual approach is kind of, okay, he's attacking, I'm gonna attack more, right? But it doesn't work for every situation, and you want to kind of just keep it cool, because I think that that's a victory in itself.
All the time. And
don't let them see you sweat, baby girl.
My personality, it's very strong, especially in my workplace. Like when things I don't like are happening, I can be aggressive and passive aggressive and everything. And a soft boss persona is the only way to have me be subordinate, or have me listen, have me calm down, and have me work with you. And I will want to work with you. Like my previous sales manager, there are things that I've done that there's no way anybody else could have gotten me to do. But just the way how she approached all the situations, I'm just, you know what? I literally said, you know what? I'm only going to do this because you asked me to do it.
Yeah, and aggression doesn't work for everyone. No. You have to understand that there is one person, like for example, a Jermaine, who he may be insubordinate, and you may come to correct him a certain way that he doesn't appreciate, but he will, instead of, he knows he's wrong, sometimes you know you're wrong, but it's just them approach to you, it just making it care. You know you're wrong, but you don't want to correct yourself because of the way they approached you. While had she come to you in a different manner, you just say, you know what, I'm gonna humble myself, I'm sorry, and blah blah blah, you keep it moving.
And you make an effort to do better, because you don't want to impress this person or maintain a good grace with this person, because you respect them, you don't fear them or annoyed by them.
Fear doesn't control, it's respect. Yes.
That's something that society still hasn't learned yet, because we still have bosses who try to operate with fear.
Yeah. And on that note, I respect you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
And sharing your opinions and your values and your morals and your feedback.
Sorry if I upset anybody, but it happens.
I'm sure there are a lot of people that will be upset, but maybe not even at you, maybe more so at me. But it's all in good favor, guys. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Follow Doll After Dark on Instagram @Doll After Dark. We'll talk soon.
Bye, guys.